Unit 1 review, Lesson 1, Ratios and Rates. What is the ratio of hearts to moons in the figure below? So we know a ratio is a comparison of two or more objects. In this case, we're comparing hearts to moons. Let's identify the number of hearts we have in our set. Let's identify the number of moons we have in our set, and we can take it from there. So starting with the hearts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts. Moving to the moons, we have 1, 2. So if we have 5 hearts and 2 moons, our ratio is 5 to 2. We can also write ratios using a colon, 5 to 2, and we can also write it using a fraction, 5 over 2. Continuing to our next question, what is the ratio of hearts to all shapes in the figure above? So I can see that we're comparing hearts, again, to all the shapes in the figure this time. So if we know that there's 5 hearts, there's 2 moons, it looks like there's 1 lightning bolt. Add those 3 different shapes together. 5 plus 2 plus 1 is 8. So there's 5 hearts, 2, 8 shapes in the figure above, so our ratio is 5 to 8. We can use a colon of 5 to 8. Lastly, we can use a fraction of 5 over 8.
Example 2, a class of 25 students shares a class set of 100 markers. On a day with 5 students absent, what is the rate of markers to students? So we can see the comparison right there of markers to students. And so we also note in the problem that there's 5 students who are absent. So if we take the original class size of 25 students and we subtract 5, then we know that there are 20 students in class that day. So our comparison of markers to students would be 100 markers to 20 students. And looking at this rate written as a fraction, we could actually simplify it. And we could actually divide the top and the bottom by 20. So if we do that, 20 goes into 100 5 times. So we actually have 5 markers for every 1 student. Or in other words, 5 markers per student.
Example 3, John drove 385 miles in 7 hours. At this same rate, how far could John drive in 9 hours? So I like to write my rates with a fraction. 385 miles all over 7 hours. Now, what we like to do is we like to break our rate down into a unit rate in order to build it back up. So what we can do is we can divide both the numerator and denominator by 7. When I divide my denominator by 7, I end up getting 1 hour. Let's go ahead and divide our numerator by 7. So 385 divided by 7. 7 goes into 3 0 times. 7 goes into 38 5 times. That gives me 35. When I subtract, I get 3, bring down the 5, I work on top of the 5. 7 goes into 35 exactly 5 times. So that means that John drives 55 miles in 1 hour. This is known as our unit rate. A unit rate is a rate that has a denominator of 1. Now that we know the unit rate, let's go ahead and build this back up so that we can figure out how far John could drive in 9 hours. So in order to build it back up, what we have to use is rather than division, we're going to use multiplication. Let's multiply both the numerator and denominator by 9. When I multiply 1 times 9, I get 9 hours. When I multiply 55 by 9, let's see what we got. The product of 55 and 9 is 495. So John drives 495 miles in 9 hours.